Okay, and as the title says, this is just a test of a couple of different webcams. And actually, this would be pretty much useless for everybody, unless, of course, you are curious about the Logitech 922 Pro versus the Kiyo Razer. So right now I have the Kiyo Razer going, and actually this is probably a really good way to compare these, because you know I'm not doing any video editing, I'm not doing any funny stuff with lighting, and actually comparing the two cameras. So this is the Razer Kiyo, and this is the Logitech C922 Pro. The reason I'm comparing these live like this is because recording, there's several differences between the two when I'm doing recording that I've noticed, and some of that is attributable to, I can't even say that. Some of that is due to software, because the Logitech capture software works really well in capturing nice looking video. So there's a little bit of a software advantage over the Razer, but as far as the two cameras go, I actually don't like the Razer very much. It's kind of neat, but the Logitech, you can see, is more vivid, clear, a little bit better contrast. This is with the Razer. The Razer is like really kind of bright, a little more washed out, a little bit more noise, because I'm kind of looking at it live right now. I can see that there's a little bit of noise being introduced into the background. One of the cool things, if you're doing streaming, which is probably, like I said, I'll probably download this video and produce it and put it on my YouTube channel. But one of the cool things about this Razer is it has this little light that lights up your face. So you can adjust it. Little ring light. One of the reasons I don't use the ring light, obviously, is I wear glasses. So if I'm going to look into the webcam like I'm supposed to, you're going to see those little rings in it. Just looks awkward and weird. As far as zoom goes, the Logitech 922 looks far better on zoom. And zoom does some weird stuff with video. I don't know exactly what, I would have to research it, but I know that zoom does some weird stuff with video. So the Razer Kiyo doesn't really have any advantages for me so far. Let's go back to the Logitech. This is using the Razer Kiyo right now. This is a perfectly fine webcam. The autofocus works pretty well because I move a lot as I talk. It's just one of the things I do that I'm really trying to get better at, but I move a lot as I talk. So the autofocus works well. And this is back with the Logitech again. And the Logitech just like brighter colors, maybe a little too much saturation, but it can all be adjusted in the program. Basically what I did with these was just kind of got them both dialed in fairly well, and then just decided to do this comparison. And I'm streaming it live so that I could go jump back on Twitch, go jump back on Twitch, go jump on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, and just kind of see what the video looks like, see what the audio sounds like. I've made some changes. This is actually a streaming setup from Windows, which I haven't done very much of. Most of my streams have been from my Arch Linux machine. But this one I'm trying out Windows because I want to try out Zoom and a few other things. And so yeah, it's a little bit different. Anyway, if you're considering the Logitech 922 Pro, that's probably one of the most popular webcams out there right now. It's not the top of the line Logitech webcam, but it's pretty close. And it's definitely like the kind of mid-level, good enough for meetings, good enough for streaming, good enough for all that kind of stuff. I really like it. It's probably one of my favorite cameras. I don't have to do anything with it. Don't have to get really tricky or fancy with lighting. It just kind of works. And this again is the Razer Kiyo. So if you're considering this one of the advantages of this one, like I said, the ring light is pretty cool. If I didn't wear glasses or I wore contacts, then that ring light would probably be really awesome. But not as much saturation, some line noise introduced. What's kind of weird is I've been watching a lot of videos on video production. And one of the things I've noticed is that people add this kind of a little bit of desaturation and add a little gray to it. So they turn the the contrast down a little bit so there's a gray introduced, and that's exactly what this image is. So maybe this is what you want. Maybe you want this kind of muted colors, gray look, and the Razer Kiyo gives you that without any kind of modifications. Anyway, for those of you who, for whatever reason, are watching this, this is my comparison. I wonder if I can put them both side by side on the same screen. Probably not. Oh, sure. The side-by-side comparison, obviously the angle's different because the cameras are sitting next to each other. Cool, there's a side-by-side comparison of each. Clearly my lighting is a little off. The lights are a little too bright. So I've got a couple lights, and I've got my window, which I can't control, but provides the best form of natural light. So yeah, this is a pretty good side-by-side. Anyway, thanks for following me on all of these platforms and all my stupid experiments and stuff. And I will do some real streaming with real information soon. And I might turn this into a comparison